Imagine this. Imagine that you have a friend who you've seen and known for 25, 30 years. And that person has been living this extravagant lifestyle ever since they got into acting or basketball or baseball, whatever it is that made them the money that they made. And so you're going over this person's house and they're always having parties with celebrities. They have very expensive cars, a Bugatti. They have a 9-bedroom mansion, that whole nine. Then imagine that you find out that all of that is now being propped up by a black card. And for those of you who don't know, the rumor about a black card, maybe fact, I don't know, I don't have one, is that the black card you can buy anything with. I mean, literally, you can go buy a plane with a swipe of a card. It has a limitless amount of money on it. Now imagine that you found that out about your friend. Well, you don't have to imagine that, because that's literally the U.S. economy. The U.S. economy is propped up by credit. And I don't mean that in the sense of every economy has debt, every country, that whole nine. No. What I mean is, back in the day, we were propped up by the tax money from our own citizens and the companies. We were propped up by that, which made the value of our dollar so much higher because we didn't have to borrow as much. But what happened was a bunch of people got really, really selfish. And they decided, I want to keep more of my money, even though me paying this money into the government coffers helps the entire country. So by them doing that, the government started having less and less money with which to operate. So imagine that you had a $100,000 a year salary, but your bills were only $70,000. Then because people kept taking money out of your coffers, the amount of money that you started making every year dropped from $100,000 a year to $70,000 a year. Well, you're still okay, barely, but you're okay because your bills are 70 grand a year. Then imagine it going down from 70,000 to 50,000 a year. Not the amount you owe, the amount you make. So now you have $70,000 in bills, but only $50,000 in income. Well, what has to happen? You have to borrow in order to make up that money, but that borrowing comes with interest. And that's how your debt grows from 70 to 75 to 80 to 85,000. Now imagine if we actually had citizens who started paying their fair share of taxes. Imagine we have corporations that did that. Imagine how the government would be funded and how the debt would drop, the deficit would drop, because we wouldn't need to borrow as much money. Greenbacks, more of it could be burned because we wouldn't need as many, which would make the remaining ones more powerful, which would drop the prices of goods and services. Just imagine what this country would be if people were better citizens and would just pay their fair share of taxes. Imagine.
What up, FITE fam? Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. I need you all to make sure that you click like and make sure that you go to all of our other social media mediums at It's Time to Fight and follow us. Reddit, Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the whole nine. All right? But most of all, what I need you all to do is to become FITE leadership. And that's on patreon.com/It's Time to Fight. You go on over there, you can see that we have some of the most, if not the most, creative perks. It's more of an interactive perk system that we have on Patreon. Now, you all probably already know this, but when it comes to political videos, YouTube, Google, is just throttling the mess out of our videos. So we need to make sure that we can fund the operation that I'm running here, and the only way to be able to really do that is by independent funding. So we need you all to go over to patreon.com/It's Time to Fight and go ahead and get elevated to FITE leadership. You have any questions? You know how to get in contact with us. Peace.